The director of the Bacchai was Sir Peter Hall, coming together again in a partnership with Harrison Birtwistle, who composed the music, which is what they'd done together in the Euripides more than 20 years before. And a new script was commissioned from Colin Tevan. The designer on the Bacchai was Alison Chitty, and she did a great deal of research into masks as they're depicted on Greek vases. We have a lot of actual ancient representations of actors holding their masks and even sort of talking to them. But she needed to find a solution that made it very easy to dance very vigorously, because the Bacchai, of course, do some very wild Maenadic dancing. And in fact, the ancient Greek mask, which a lot of people think was solid, stone or wood, was actually a very, very lightweight material, which was made of a sort of papier-mâché, of linen and plaster, and very, very thinly moulded so that the dancers could do it. It would actually have been affixed to a little felt cap in ancient Greece. Peter Hall has a very great respect for the mask. He's thought an awful lot about it, he's written a lot about it, and he thinks it actually affects the way that actors present the words and the music to the audience and the way they move, and it does. I was actually in rehearsals and you could palpably see how the actors started to move in bigger movements and more stylised choreography. There's a lot of discussion about why there were masks used at all in the ancient theatre. One of the reasons was certainly just the sheer scale of the enterprise. If you're sitting on the very back row in an ancient Greek theatre out of doors, it really is quite hard to make out minute facial expressions. What happens when actors today put on masks, though, is two particular things. The most important is that it makes you listen to their words more. You can't read the emotions in the same way from an actor whose face is immovable, as it were. He has to do everything through his or her body and the voice. The second thing it does is it forces the actors into frontality. They actually have to face the front. It's very difficult to turn your back when you got the mask, because it's your body's movement around the mask. So it transforms your style of acting, and this is particularly efficacious, I think, for choruses. Choruses without masks, unless they're very intelligently directed, have a great deal of trouble knowing sometimes what they're there to do and what they're there to express. And Sir Peter Hall magnificently managed to get his Bacchai constantly moving. And they had this ritual refrain in Colin Tevan's quite modern translation, quite contemporary sounding. He kept saying, "Go, you Bacchai, go, you Bacchai," almost like football fans cheering on a football team.